Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a topic most men think they understand, but very few actually do, and it's costing a lot of men their time, energy and self-respect. The topic: how to spot when a woman is simply not interested in you. Most women will rarely tell you outright, "I'm not." In fact, many will continue entertaining your attention, soaking up your energy, and keeping you around as an option even when they have absolutely zero romantic interest. This is not because they're evil, it's because human nature, especially female nature, operates differently than most men are taught. The dating world today is flooded with mixed signals, games, and endless confusion, but underneath all the noise, there are crystal clear signs that a woman is not genuinely interested. If you miss these signs, you end up chasing, investing, and ultimately wearing your value as a man. You see, a lot of men fall into the trap of assuming that as long as a woman is talking to them, replying occasionally, or being nice, it must mean she's interested. Wrong. Women can and will keep men orbiting them for attention, validation, or simply because they enjoy the feeling of being pursued with no intention of taking things further. That's why today, I'm going to break it down for you. I'll teach you the 7 things a woman will always do when she's not truly interested in you. No guessing, no overthinking, just straight up truth you need to recognize. So sit tight, pay close attention, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to read between the lines and avoid wasting your time on women who were never serious to begin with. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with a secure payment option. Visit Stoic Approach to Life Podiacoma. Click the link in the description. Tone roll now and improve your dating life today. Sign number 1. She talks about just being friends. Let's start with one of the most common and most misunderstood ways a woman communicates disinterest. She talks about just being friends. Now, I want you to really sit with this, because this sign gets brushed off all the time. A woman says, "I value our friendship," or "You're like a brother to me," or "I just don't want to mess up what we have." And a lot of men, they hear that and think, maybe, they think it's a phase. They think it's just her being cautious, that if they're patient, if they keep being consistent, kind, emotionally available, that eventually she'll come around, that she'll wake up one day and finally see them in a romantic light. But here's what's really happening underneath the surface. When a woman frames your connection as a friendship, she is telling you without directly telling you that she doesn't see you as a romantic or sexual possibility. And the reason she doesn't say it outright, it's not because she's playing games. It's often because she doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Most women aren't trying to humiliate or reject you harshly. In fact, they're trying to let you down in a way that keeps things comfortable for both of you. But here's the issue. Comfort and clarity don't always go hand in hand, so instead of hearing the message clearly, many men hear hope. They hear opportunity. They think they're in some kind of holding pattern where the friend zone is a waiting room, and eventually they'll be called forward. But relationships don't work like that. You're not waiting in line. You're either seen as a romantic partner or you're not. Here's the part that stings, but needs to be said. If a woman truly wanted you, she wouldn't be comfortable risking you walking away. She wouldn't be vague or ambiguous. She wouldn't label you as just a friend, because that label comes with finality. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, you won't hear her say, "Let's just be friends." You'll feel her curiosity, her energy, her investment. You won't feel confused or feel chosen. Let's take a common example. Your frozen word, always there for her. She vents to you about her life, her relationships, maybe even the guy who's not texting her back. And you being kind and loyal, listen, support, offer advice. You might even be the one picking her up after a breakup, helping her move, giving her reassurance when she feels insecure. You're doing what many good men do, hoping that your presence, your emotional consistency, and your loyalty will be enough for her to see what's right in front of her. And then you finally confess your feelings. You think the moment has come. You tell her how you feel, and she looks at you kindly and says, "I don't want to ruin our friendship," or "I just don't feel that way about you." It's devastating, but it's also the moment of truth, because what she's really saying is, "I've always seen you as a friend. You've always been in that category in my mind, and no matter how much I appreciate you, I'm not attracted to you romantically." She's not confused, and neither should you be. What's difficult is that many women continue to accept your attention, your time, and your emotional labor even after they've told you they're not interested. Not because they're using you maliciously, but because it feels emotionally safe. They don't have to give more, and you're still giving plenty. But you, as a man, need to hear this loud and clear. Accepting friendship when you want more is not noble, it's self-sacrifice. You're not waiting your turn. You're betraying your own heart. And the longer you stay in that dynamic, the more damage it does to your confidence, your energy, and your ability to be available for someone who actually wants you. Let's reframe it this way. Think of attraction as a door. When she says just friends, she's closing that door, kindly, gently, but firmly. And every time you show up hoping that door will swing back open, you're ignoring her boundary and delaying your own healing. The strongest thing you can do as a man is recognize when someone sees you as just a friend, and instead of staying, choose yourself, walk away. Not with bitterness, not with anger, but with dignity. Because you deserve to be with someone who chooses you without hesitation, who sees your value not after you've proven it but from the very beginning. Attraction doesn't require convincing. Connection doesn't come from patience alone. It comes from alignment. And if a woman has to tell you she just wants to be friends, believe her the first time. That's not rejection. That's redirection. And it's your cue to protect your energy and move towards something real. Sign number 2. Her replies feel like favors. Talk about something that's easy to brush off, but incredibly telling once you recognize it. The quality of her communication. You've probably been in this situation before. You're texting her, maybe messaging her on social media, and something just feels off. You send her something thoughtful, something funny, something you know would get a real reaction from someone who was interested, and in return, you get a dry lol, that's cool, maybe even just an emoji. No follow-up, no questions, no momentum. Here's the thing. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, communication flows naturally. She wants to talk to you. She looks forward to your messages. There's a spark, an energy, a sense of playfulness and curiosity. Even if she's busy, even if she has a demanding schedule, she makes the effort because the connection matters. To her, she finds the time, because you're someone she wants in her life. But when she's not into you, every reply starts to feel like a favor. There's no warmth, no depth, no emotional availability. You might find yourself staring at your phone, rereading her message, wondering, is she upset? Did I say something wrong? Should I text again to keep things going? But if you're honest with yourself, you already know the answer. Her replies feel like she's just checking a box, just polite enough not to ghost you, but distant enough that you can feel the wall between you. And that's where a lot of men fall into the trap of rationalizing her behavior. You tell yourself, she's just busy, or maybe she's not a big texter, or she's shy. That's why she doesn't say much. And while those things might occasionally be true, here's what never changes. Interest creates effort. Disinterest creates excuses. If a woman wants you in her life, you will feel it. She'll ask about your day. She'll continue the conversation. She'll remember little things you said and follow up later, not because she's trying to game the system, but because she actually cares. But when she's not interested, every conversation feels like a burden you're placing on her. And slowly, without even realizing it, you start chasing connection instead of receiving it. You send double texts. You initiate every interaction. You wait anxiously for replies that barely say anything. And all the while you convince yourself that if you just say the right thing, or keep being consistent, her behavior will change. But let me offer you a deeper truth. When you constantly have to chase someone just to get basic communication, that's not interest, it's resistance. And resistance is not a foundation for romance. Here's something powerful to remember. You shouldn't have to earn someone's attention. Not over and over again, not just to be seen. When a woman truly wants to talk to you, you'll know because her presence won't feel like a favor. It'll feel like participation, like emotional investment, like she's as eager to get to know you as you are to know her. Minimal effort from her is communication. It's not silence, it's a soft no. It's her way of saying, I'm not that into this, without ever having to say the words. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll realize that the only thing keeping you in that dynamic is hope, not reality. Now, let's go a step deeper here. Why do so many good men tolerate this? Why do they continue pouring into conversations that feel one-sided? Because they're afraid. Afraid that if they stop trying, the connection will vanish. That if they stop reaching out, she'll forget about them. That if they set a boundary, they'll lose the tiny thread of closeness they've been clinging to. But here's the truth. What's real can't be threatened. If someone truly wants to connect with you, they will match your effort. They will meet you where you are. You won't feel like an intruder in your own relationship. And if her replies feel like she's just doing you a favor, believe that feeling. Don't ignore your gut just because your heart is hopeful. Listen to the energy, not just the words, and remember, attraction should energize you, not drain you. The more you chase someone who's indifferent, the more you shrink your own value. The more you tolerate silence and minimal effort, the more you tell yourself that's all you're worth. But you're worth more. You're worth conversation that flows. You're worth someone who's excited to hear from you. You're worth effort that doesn't need to be begged for or explained. So if her replies are short, cold, delayed, or disengaged, it's not a glitch, it's the message. And the most self-respecting thing you can do is receive it and move on. Sign number 3. She flirts with other men openly now. This one's a big one, and it cuts straight to the heart of how genuine interest shows up in real life. When a woman is truly interested in you, one thing is crystal clear. She wants you to feel like you're the only man in the room. It doesn't matter if other men are around. It doesn't matter if she's attractive and naturally gets attention. Her focus stays on you, not because she's trying to control the room, but because she genuinely values your connection. She doesn't want to risk sending mixed signals or making you feel like you're competing for her attention. You've probably felt this before. You're with her, and even if other people are nearby, she makes you feel special, wanted, and prioritized. She's present with you, showing subtle signs of interest through her eyes, her body language, her laughter, and the way she listens. But here's the flip side, and it's something many men find painful to admit. When a woman isn't interested, she doesn't make an effort to hide it. In fact, you'll often see the exact opposite. You might notice her openly flirting with other men right in front of you. She engage fully in conversations with other guys, laugh a little too hard at their jokes, or lean in a bit more during playful banter. She might compliment them with words or gestures that feel way beyond casual friendliness. And while you're right there, she doesn't seem concerned about how it affects you or how you might feel. That's not a coincidence. That's a clear message. When a woman openly flirts with other men in your presence, it means one thing: you don't hold a position of importance in her mind. Many men try to dismiss this. They tell themselves, she's just friendly, or that's just how she is. But deep down, it stings, because if the roles were reversed, and she saw you openly entertaining other women, she likely wouldn't tolerate it for a second. Women who are genuinely invested don't play these kinds of games. They want you to feel secure because they want to secure their spot in your life. They don't want you wondering if you're in competition with every man who crosses the room. Here's the challenge. Men often confuse a woman's general friendliness with flirtation and tell themselves it means nothing. But when she actively engages other men in your presence, or even worse, brings up other guys when you're not around, that's her way of signaling availability. It's her way of saying, I'm still on the market. Your position is not exclusive. You're not my priority. You can feel it too, that subtle shift in her body language, the way she lights up around certain guys, the extra energy and attention she gives to conversations that don't include you, while you're sitting there trying to be patient, hoping she eventually focus on you. She's sending signals to the entire room. I'm still available. Here's something most men don't realize. Women naturally control the level of competition around them. When they want a specific man, they don't invite others into the space. They shut down those external options, not because they have to, but because they don't want to risk losing the man they truly desire. So if she's openly inviting attention from other men, it's not harmless. It's not just her personality. It's her way of making it very clear you're not the man she's prioritizing. Once you truly understand this, it becomes impossible to ignore. You stop making excuses for her behavior. You stop wondering if you're just misunderstanding the situation. A woman who truly wants you won't leave you guessing where you stand. She won't entertain other men in your presence as if you're invisible. She won't keep the door open for everyone else while you wait on the sidelines. That's not respect. That's not attraction. And the sooner you recognize this, the sooner you free yourself to find someone who sees your worth and chooses you without hesitation. Sign. #4. She avoids physical contact. When a woman is truly interested, physical contact, it becomes one of the most natural and effortless ways she expresses it. You'll notice she finds little reasons to touch you, a light brush on your arm, sitting closer to you, leaning in when you talk. None of this feels forced or calculated. It just happens because when genuine attraction is there, her body naturally wants to be close to yours. But when she isn't interested, the opposite shows up. You start sensing a careful distance. You reach out for a gentle touch, and she subtly pulls away. You go for a simple hug and it feels stiff, quick, almost like she's just being polite out of courtesy. When you sit next to her, there's always some invisible space she keeps. Maybe she shifts away, crosses her arms, or leans back. These small physical cues add up, and honestly, they speak louder than any words she might say. Men often try to convince themselves it's just shyness or reservation, but deep down, you know the difference. A shy woman who's interested might feel nervous, but she won't resist being close to you. She won't avoid contact because she's drawn to you. On the other hand, a woman who's not attracted keeps that invisible wall up at all times, not to play games, but to maintain clear boundaries. This is where many men get stuck. They overanalyze every small gesture, wondering if a fleeting touch meant something or if a quick smile was a sign of hope. But real attraction isn't complicated. When she wants you, she wants to feel your presence. She wants your touch because it excites her. She seeks closeness because it builds anticipation. If she's not into you, even accidental contact feels like something she's actively avoiding. And the longer you ignore that, the more you'll chase something that was never there. You might hope that, with time or patience, she finally open up physically, but her resistance is not a phase, it's her true feeling. Women don't avoid physical contact with men they desire. That natural pull happens effortlessly. When attraction is real, you feel it instantly: the distance, the hesitation, the lack of warmth, and your gut. It never lies. Sign #5. She always delays plans. When a woman is genuinely interested, she looks forward to seeing you. She gets excited about making plans, clears her schedule if she can, and prioritizes spending time together. That eagerness comes naturally, no games, no hesitation. But when she's not interested, you'll notice a very different pattern. She always seems to have a reason why she can't meet up. Dates get pushed back, rescheduled, or cancelled. You suggest meeting for dinner, and suddenly she's busy. You offer another time, and something else comes up. It feels less like connecting with someone excited to be with you and more like trying to schedule a meeting with a CEO. Here's the truth. This isn't always because her life is genuinely chaotic. It's because spending time with you isn't a priority. And when something isn't a priority, it gets pushed to the back of the line. Men often justify this by telling themselves she's overwhelmed, or that her schedule will open up eventually, or maybe she's just waiting for the right time. But that's not how real attraction works. When a woman truly wants you, she finds a way. She doesn't want to miss chances to build a connection. She definitely doesn't want to make you feel like she is so nabby lovely. What makes this even more frustrating is when she doesn't completely shut down your invites. She sounds polite, maybe even apologetic, saying things like, "I really want to see you, but this week is just crazy." That small bit of hope can keep you holding on longer than you should. But the reality, she's stalling. She's not excited to spend time with you. Imagine this. You ask her out for dinner on Friday. She says she has plans with friends, but suggests maybe next week. You follow up Monday to lock in a date, and suddenly work is overwhelming. You try again for the weekend, and she might be out of town. Every time you try, something's in the way. And she's never the one initiating plans herself. You're doing all the pursuing. While she offers excuses, the simple truth is, when a woman is genuinely excited to see you, you don't have to chase her for time. She makes herself available because being with you brings her joy. When she's not interested, she finds polite ways to avoid commitment. That repeated pattern of delayed plans isn't bad luck or timing, it's disinterest. Sign number 6. You're always initiating everything. When a woman is genuinely interested, you feel her effort. She reaches out, checks in, starts conversations, and even takes the lead in making plans. It never feels like you're dragging her along, because she's just as invested as you are in seeing where this can go. But when she's not truly interested, a pattern emerges. You're always the one initiating everything. You're the one sending the first text, asking when you'll see each other next, suggesting plans, following up, and keeping the momentum alive. The moment you stop reaching out, the interaction dies, and deep down, you notice that imbalance. You start asking yourself, why doesn't she ever take the lead? Why are you the one making all the effort while she only responds when convenient? Many men try to normalize this, telling themselves men are supposed to lead all the time. But leadership isn't about carrying the entire connection alone. It's about meeting each other halfway in a healthy dynamic. A woman who wants you will meet you halfway. She texts first sometimes. She'll suggest plans. She'll show interest in spending time together without you having to remind her constantly. If you're the only one initiating, it's not just leading, it's one-sided effort. You become painfully aware that if you don't make the move, nothing happens. That's not because she's playing it cool, it's because she's not invested. A woman who truly wants you seeks reasons to engage. She enjoys the interaction and won't stay silent for long. But when all you get are half-hearted responses, one-sided conversations, and no plans from her, that's a clear sign. You're chasing something that's not chasing you. Her occasional participation might give you hope. Maybe she's shy, maybe she's unsure, but genuine attraction is obvious. She reaches out because she enjoys your company. She initiates because she doesn't want to leave things up to chance. If you constantly feel like the only one keeping things alive, that's not leadership. It's not love. It's not interest. And no man should keep investing his energy where it's not reciprocated. Sign number 7. Her attention vanishes when you pull back. One of the clearest signs a woman isn't interested is how easily the connection dies the moment you stop chasing. When a woman truly cares, she notices when you pull back. She feels your absence. She reaches out, checks in, wonders where you've gone because she values the connection and doesn't want to lose it. But when she's not invested, the instant you step back, everything goes silent. And that silence, it speaks louder than any words. Too many men get stuck chasing women who wouldn't even notice if they disappeared tomorrow. You pull back, hoping she'll miss you, but days turn into weeks and there's nothing. No calls, no texts, no signs she cares. That silence, I should tell you everything. Yet many men make excuses. They tell themselves she's busy, that she's waiting for you to reach out again, or that she's playing some kind of game. But here's the hard truth. Women aren't complicated when they want you. They won't risk losing a man they're truly excited about if she lets that distance grow without concern. It's because she was never emotionally attached in the first place. You were just a distraction or entertainment, and now that you've stopped, she's moved on. Where men go wrong is believing persistence will change things. They think if they give her more time, more attention, more effort, she finally realizes what she's missing. But that's not how real attraction works. Interest isn't built on persistence. It's there from the start. Your constant chasing only delays the inevitable truth you don't want to face. At some point, you've both got to ask yourself, why keep investing in someone who can so easily let you go? That's not love. That's not real interest. It's time to stop romanticizing one-sided connections. If your absence creates no reaction, that's your answer. You were never her priority. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can redirect your energy towards someone who actually values you. Attraction doesn't need to be forced. If she cares, you feel it without chasing. If you don't feel it, stop wasting time trying to create something that isn't there. Final thought: most men aren't being rejected by women, they're rejecting themselves by refusing to accept reality. A woman knows almost instantly if she's into you. After that, it's either action or polite distance. If you find yourself stuck chasing mixed signals, you've already lost. A woman who wants you makes it obvious. Period. I'd love to hear your thoughts and stories. Drop a comment below, sharing your experiences. How did you handle situations like these? I'm reading and responding because this isn't just a video, it's a conversation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.